I do want to ask you, though, about some of your colleagues. We heard a lot leading up to the vote on this bill about Republicans who weren't going to vote for it, who were at odds with the amount that this bill would add to the national debt, who had issues because they had made promises that they wouldn't cut Medicaid or Medicare. But the vote, 218 to 214 along party lines, suggests that those holdouts weren't really holdouts. What happened to some of those GOP Congress people?
I think that some of the more conservative Republicans, it's interesting to say conservative Republican, there are some folks who are sort of old school fiscal hawks who are Republicans mainly for their fiscal politics and maybe their politics around reproductive health. They were promised by this president that we would have as an administration in the country, a focus on fiscal responsibility. In fact, they had their pom-poms out as we slashed over 100,000 federal jobs in this country through the DOGE initiative. But the bill that was placed on all of our laps increased the federal debt by almost $5 trillion. So there were some folks in the Republican Party, we had some holdouts, almost a dozen last night, that said, no. There are a lot of things we like in the bill, but you know what? We were lied to. Sitting on the floor, you literally saw the speaker and other members being carted out to have conversations. Some of the folks in the Freedom Caucus were buzzed to the White House to have direct conversations with the president. I don't know what bargains they were given. They didn't change anything in the bill. So maybe there were some promises. Who knows? I know it was unethical. I know that if you represent some of the poorest districts in the country and 70% of the folks in your district are low income and rural, and you know rural hospitals are going to close, what would make it so that you would ever vote yes to really a death sentence to tens of thousands of folks in your district? It's ridiculous. So it's beyond my moral understanding how folks could vote against the interest of the folks in their communities, but they did. They did.